three friends decided to go on a trip during their vacation. They had been planning this adventure for months and were excited to explore new places together. The friends were named Sarah, Mark, and Emily. They meticulously planned their trip, considering various destinations, activities, and accommodations. After much discussion and research, they settled on a road trip through the picturesque countryside. They wanted to experience the beauty of nature, visit small towns, and have the freedom to stop wherever their hearts desired. The day of the trip arrived, and the friends loaded up the car with luggage, snacks, and a road map. They set off early in the morning, with Sarah as the designated driver. Their first destination was a charming little town known for its local markets and historic architecture. As they drove through winding roads, they shared stories, played music, and laughed together. They stopped at roadside attractions, took spontaneous detours, and captured the breathtaking scenery with their cameras. The journey was as much about the bonds of friendship as it was about the places they were visiting. They reached the town by afternoon and spent the day exploring its quaint streets. They sampled delicious local cuisine, shopped for souvenirs, and took a guided tour to learn about the town's history. In the evening, they found a cozy bed and breakfast to spend the night, excited about the adventures that awaited them the next day. Over the course of their vacation, Sarah, Mark, and Emily visited multiple towns, hiked in beautiful national parks, and even camped under the stars. They shared late-night conversations around the campfire, shared their dreams and aspirations, and strengthened their bond even further. The next day of their trip was just as exciting and eventful as the previous ones. After a restful night at the cozy bed and breakfast, Sarah, Mark, and Emily woke up early to continue their adventure. They enjoyed a delicious homemade breakfast at the B&B and then hit the road again. Their next destination was a nearby national park known for its stunning landscapes, hiking trails, and breathtaking viewpoints. As they drove towards the park, they couldn't help but marvel at the changing scenery outside their car windows. Upon reaching the park, they parked their car and embarked on a challenging yet rewarding hike that led them through lush forests, along cascading waterfalls, and up to a magnificent overlook. The panoramic views from the top left them in awe, and they spent some time soaking in the beauty of nature while snapping photos to remember the moment. After the hike, they enjoyed a picnic lunch by a serene lake within the park. They shared stories of their favorite hikes and outdoor adventures, appreciating the serenity of the natural surroundings. As the day progressed, they explored more trails, spotting wildlife and capturing the natural beauty on their cameras. By late afternoon, they decided to head back to their car and continue their journey. The next destination on their itinerary was a charming lakeside town known for its water sports and vibrant art scene. The town was a bit further away, so they enjoyed the scenic drive, singing along to their favorite songs and making plans for the activities they wanted to do once they arrived. As they entered the town, they were greeted by the sight of sailboats gliding across the glistening lake. The trio checked into a cozy cabin by the water, and after settling in, they rented kayaks and spent the evening paddling on the lake, watching the sun set behind the hills. For dinner, they discovered a local seafood restaurant with outdoor seating overlooking the lake. They enjoyed a leisurely meal, savoring fresh catches and local specialties. The atmosphere was lively, and they struck up conversations with other diners, exchanging travel tips and stories. After dinner, they took a stroll along the lakeside promenade, enjoying the warm evening breeze and the reflection of lights on the water. They ended the day by sitting on a bench, sharing their thoughts and reflections on the trip so far. As they headed back to their cabin, they couldn't help but feel grateful for the experiences they had shared and the places they had seen. The next day promised even more adventures and discoveries, and they went to sleep with excitement in their hearts, ready to embrace whatever the journey had in store for them. The day after tomorrow held the promise of new adventures and experiences for Sarah, Mark, and Emily. After the wonderful time they had spent in the lakeside town, they were eager to see what the next destination on their journey had in store for them. They woke up in their cozy cabin to the sound of birds chirping and the soft light of dawn filtering through the curtains. The anticipation of the day ahead filled the air as they prepared for another day of exploration. Their plan for the day was to travel to a picturesque mountain village nestled high in the hills. This village was known for its charming architecture, artisan shops, and breathtaking views of the surrounding valleys. It was a bit of a drive, so they had an early breakfast and set out on the road. As they ascended into the mountains, the landscape transformed around them. Lush forests and winding roads gave way to panoramic vistas of rolling hills and distant peaks. They made occasional stops at scenic overlooks, capturing the beauty of the landscape on their cameras. Upon reaching the village, they parked their car and began to explore the cobblestone streets lined with colorful buildings. The village had a cozy, old-world charm, and they enjoyed wandering through art galleries, boutiques, and cafes. They interacted with local artisans, learning about their crafts and even purchasing some handmade souvenirs. For lunch, they found a charming cafe with outdoor seating that offered panoramic views of the valleys below. Over a leisurely meal, they marveled at the beauty of their surroundings and discussed the experiences they had shared during their trip. In the afternoon, they decided to take a guided tour of the village to learn about its history and local legends. The tour took them to historic landmarks, hidden courtyards, and even a centuries-old church with intricate stained glass windows. As the day drew to a close, they found a cozy inn to spend the night in the heart of the village. They enjoyed a relaxing evening, reflecting on their journey so far and planning their activities for the next day. With the memories of their time in the mountain village, they went to bed, excited for what the day after tomorrow would bring. They knew that their trip was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to bond, explore, and create lasting memories, and they were determined to make the most of every moment they had together. With hearts full of cherished memories, the three friends returned home, promising to plan more adventures in the future. Their trip was a reminder that the best journeys are not just about the places you visit, but the people you share them with.